I'm not sure if you know, but actually some of the strikes did hit my home and my school. And then we had another strike that came very close a few months ago, and we've lost a lot of people very close to us. But the question is kind of something that's being discussed right now across NATO, UK being a very important part, and also the only country we have a 100-year partnership with. After the incursions into Estonia and Poland, there is discussions about shooting down Russian drones on the Ukrainian territory. As I understand, the problem initially, during the beginning of the full-scale invasion, was that there were a lot of Russian planes in the air. You shoot down a Russian plane, that's a Russian citizen dead on Ukrainian soil by, let's say, British troops or Polish troops, NATO troops. That, in NATO's mind, there was an escalation. Now that we have drone warfare, and these drones are going right across the Ukrainian border into Poland, into Romania, into other countries, it makes a lot of sense to shoot them down in Ukraine, and that would help relieve our air defense systems so that they can move from the west and center of Ukraine, where this would be covered by like NATO anti-drone protection, to the parts near the front line, as well as my hometown. What do you think about that idea?
When I first went 3 years ago, there was a relatively low number of drones. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of drones being used on both sides all the time, so it's a different warfare. The question of shooting down is a complicated one, and I'm not going to get into hypotheticals as to what operational decisions might need to be taken, but they're always taken at a NATO level. So when there was the incursion into Poland, there was a NATO meeting to discuss how to respond. Same with Estonia the other day. And so that's the way we do it with our NATO allies. I've seen some of the training, by the way, as well, but it's incredible training. You should see it, actually, if you get the chance. Last time I went to see the training, I had a chef, a sports person, a teacher, and a civil servant. They were being trained by multinational forces, and they were doing the tactics for dealing with drones. Could see just how much of a danger and a threat it is.
While in Russia, there are actually kids, Ukrainian kids who were kidnapped that are currently being trained to do drone warfare against their own country.
The removal and the kidnapping of the children is a terrible part of this war, and we can never stop talking about that enough, in my view. This goes way beyond what you would think could conceivably be part of a conflict or a war. When we were over in Washington in the summer, seeing President Trump, we were going through pictures of some of the children who had been taken and kidnapped. It's shocking to see.